Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for mid-April for the sign of Gemini. If this is the first time to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. So glad to see you here. And I do have those individual readings available, so go ahead and look at the description box. Sorry if there was any confusion, Gemini. Last time around, I was just giving you the heads up that they would be coming up soon, but I think I'm ready to go. And my schedule availability is limited, and when you email me, I will let you know what the time frame looks like. I will only be able to do a few a week, and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay? Thank you for your patience. And that's too many cards. Whoa. Also want to remind you, if you'd like to see the extended reading for your sign next time around, not this time, obviously, because that doesn't really work. What I'm doing is looking at the number of likes I get for the video, and that lets me know which sign is most interested in extended readings. And mostly because I can't do all of the signs, I'm just unable to do the extended readings for all the signs. So I figure this is the fairest way to do that. For example, this month I have two signs that are tied, and so both of them are going to get extended readings. But unfortunately, Gemini is not one of them. So that's what's going on with that. Let's just go ahead and jump into this and see what's going on. You got the 2 of clubs, the 8 of diamonds, 7 of clubs, and the Ace of diamonds. Wow. 1 second, please. And I apologize for this noise. Apparently somebody's doing landscaping as soon as I turned on the camera. It sounds like a weed whacker outside. So there's some kind of communication that needs to occur here. That's the first thing that's popping out at me. It will restore the harmony and balance in something, and I'm not sure if this pertains to this, which is fantastic. This is the entrepreneurial card. It's also that solo effort you could be putting into something that's finally reaping the rewards. I mean, it's kind of curious why communication would need to come about because of that, except whatever that you've been putting a lot of time and effort into could be leaving you with a feeling of being trapped. It's, you know, the energy I'm getting from this is somebody who's on like a new entrepreneurial effort in general. Doesn't mean you're opening up a business, but you also have this Ace of Diamonds, which is that new start in increasing your income. There's an interest here to increase your abundance and how it flows into your life. And that very much is in sync with 8 of diamonds, obviously. So the communication could be with, you know, with somebody you're working with, or people around you, like the support system, like your spouse, even roommates. You know, like maybe you have to put in a lot of late nights and you need to talk to them about taking care of your goldfish or feeding your dog, you know, because you're not going to be at home as much. It could be something like that, but you are feeling a little bit of pressure there with this, because that's that feeling of confinement, like your time is constrained. And you know what, I can totally relate to that, because I work 40 hours a week not doing this, and I'm also doing this, and I'm trying to make the tarot reading business, and I don't like to really call it a business. It's also personal fulfillment for me, but I'm trying to make it grow, right? So that's why I'm balancing like what I can do and what I can't do. And like I communicated to you about my time constraints. Perhaps that's what the 2 of clubs is here. Perhaps that's why it's coming out. You also have the Queen of clubs, the 6 of diamonds, nice. Wow, Ace of spades, Tower card, and you have another Ace of hearts. See, this is all about new starts for you. So you're following something that's truly in sync with your desires and what you want to accomplish here. This is about not compromising, literally following your heart. Sometimes it can pertain to romance, but I'm not looking at that here. I'm looking at this as a more practical, monetary endeavor that you're on to increase your material wealth in the world, your status in the world in some way. And there's some kind of tower that came down. Maybe you left a career and you just had to walk away from it. But you're rebuilding on a solid foundation with the tower. So the old structure came down because it needed to, right? And you're on this new adventure. And so it's not so much stress you're feeling, but you're feeling confined by it. Perhaps it's also, I'm also getting this, that there's a fear that it's not going anywhere, because with the Seven of Clubs, it's also a feeling of trapped, like this isn't going anywhere, I need to get out of this. Maybe that's how it's expressing itself. It's not that you're feeling stressed and worried about things, but it's a feeling of pressure. I think it's just pressure. That's what I'm getting. This is also, this Queen of Clubs here is a fire sign energy, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Now this could be somebody around you with some power and authority, as denoted by a queen, not necessarily female. It could be somebody around you that you can go to for guidance and support, because the Queen of Clubs, as well as the King of Clubs, I'll be honest, they're kind of that person you can lean upon them when you need some kind of advice. Not sure who that would be. I mean, it could be the business partner. It could be whoever is helping you in the business. If they're not a partner per se, maybe there's somebody who's taking care of, let's say, the accounting or the the bookkeeping for you. And that communication could have to happen with them. That would actually make a lot of sense. Six of Diamonds tells me that this is bringing up opportunities for you to take financial responsibility. So this is all working out for you, Gemini. There is no problem going forward with your plans here. It seems to me, despite you feeling trapped, a little bit confined, constrained, feeling some pressure, it's an all go. It's a green light. Everything is well on its way. Jack of Hearts, you could be dealing with a younger water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This could also be you just having your heart open to the world in this new adventure. The Jack denotes that inexperience and just kind of having that fresh outlook and not, necessarily having any expectations, right? Kind of the feeling of the open heart. It's also a tinge of vulnerability with that. But it's in a good sense. It's in a positive sense. It's having optimism and hope. What else can you tell me about Gemini for mid-April 2023? Six of Hearts. Yeah, you're on this path to new doors opening for you in terms of relationships. Now, they could be romantic, but not necessarily. It's just about meeting someone who could end up being very significant, such as it could be a business partner, or it could be just somebody you meet that you can collaborate with on a personal level in some way, like that really good bud, that friendship that you've been looking for, that person that you can count on to have your back. Or you could be meeting the love of your life. It's totally wrapped up with that as well. But this is exciting. Whatever new adventure you're on is opening up a lot of doors for you. You already got 2 6s out here. Oh wow, these wanted to come out together. And there's the 2 of Hearts. With the eight of clubs. And the 2 of Hearts is that desire for companionship. So you could be looking for that special someone. It's that close connection with one-on-one person, not necessarily with groups. Now, it could also pertain to business. I like, when we're talking about business, I like to say it could be that person you're just looking for who's on the same page. who thinks like you, who has the same goals, who has the same passion. The Eight of Clubs, though, is some kind of decision around that. Well, that's one scenario. Because the Eight of Clubs is also being stuck on an idea. Maybe you have an idea of your perfect person. Like you're stuck on an image. You're stuck on a stereotype. So there's a bit of stubbornness around it. Like you're looking for that person that fits that mold. Maybe that's why in the past you've had resistance in meeting that person. You've kind of put up that barrier. The other way to interpret that is that you're trying to decide about somebody. I'm not seeing a strong. I'll be upfront. I'm not seeing a strong influence here about personal relationship that's already occurring, because especially with the Six of Hearts, right? That's like being on the road. It's like going there and meeting that person. I feel like you're not already involved with somebody, but if you are, just that small percentage that I'm speaking to, maybe you are trying to decide if they're really the one. But I think mostly it's about you kind of having a preconceived idea. I hate to say that, but like you have this vision in your mind of who you're looking for. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you may be limiting yourself. Maybe limiting yourself by, I don't. You ever met somebody you really were fond of, or you really meshed with them and you connected with them like instantly, but they didn't look like the person that you would be involved with? Maybe there was an age difference, maybe there's a cultural difference, ethnicity difference, and you were like, no, I could never be involved with them because X, Y, and Z. But everything else was there. It happens more often than we like to admit. It's happened to me a few times. Things I just didn't want to pursue because I was resistant to. Now, it could be that it wasn't meant to be, right? But it could also be that we're not there yet. We haven't grown enough to embrace everyone and everything. For the inner person that they are, and not looking at the exterior. You know what I mean? We get caught up on looks and what's going on the outside, and I think the way the world's turning lately, we got to get away from that. We got to look deeper. And not all of us are ready to do that yet. And there's no shame in that, honestly. If you're not ready, you're not ready, right? You'll get there though. With the Two of Diamonds, things are looking very good for you financially. So whatever this financial endeavor is that you're on, like I say, you don't have to be starting your own business, but I see a lot of strong energy of independence here and just starting off on your own, especially with the Ace of Hearts. Things are looking very balanced for you financially, so you're not on shaky ground like if you have started, let's say, e-commerce or some kind of online business. You're doing okay financially, at least at the moment. Especially with Eight of Diamonds. Talks about reaping the rewards from the effort that you're putting in and the energy. You're getting back what you're putting in, at least on some level. Let's go ahead and look at cards of advice. It's exciting reading so far, Gemini. Very exciting. Let me get some tea here. I'm a bit snuffly today, and I'm not sure why. Sometimes earlier in the day I just have allergies or something going on. I'm not sick. And I wake up and it goes on for a few hours and I can't breathe. At least out of one part of my nose. Two of Spades. Five of Spades. Wow, this is very different. Very different from what we're looking at. It's about things breaking up. Seven of Diamonds. And the King of Spades. Wow. Okay, first warning here, even though I just said a second ago things look good financially, this is about avoiding gambles. So I think you broke away from an employment situation. I'm not sure exactly what that entail. I'm not going to say because I don't know. Can't see that clearly with this. Um, but this is like a permanent split. Sometimes I'll just put it out there. It could be a permanent split between two people. Yes, definitely can relate to romance, but also just like a friend or a business partner. Like just walking away, something happens. You're not seeing eye to eye anymore. It could be an argument. It could be an outright argument that causes a rift that's not you're not going to reconcile with them. Okay, it's a permanent split, and it's backed up here by the Five of Spades, which is that breakup card. It's a major change. It's a breakup card. So if this hasn't already occurred, since we are looking at your advice, this is where you're headed. You may have already kind of had this happen, or actually, I should say this. You might have already had like that. Okay, I'm done with you. Conversation, or even a decision. Maybe you haven't actually said it to them. It just occurred to me though, but the Two of Clubs, it might mean that you need to verbalize that, the communication. Okay, but just know that it's not gonna go back to the way it was with the Two of Spades. It's done. It's final, and you do have to watch your spending. And it's not just spending. This is about taking crazy financial risks. Gambling is in there, but anything that just seems like over the top, excessive, maybe something, it's more of a luxury, not something you absolutely have to have. Now the King of Spades is interesting because first I'll talk about it. It could be you. It could be you. It's an air energy. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The king is actually not a bad power figure. Honestly, they have good head on their shoulders. They're very practical, especially around business. This could be like you left a business relationship, and it was instigated by you. Because I will tell you, this King of Spades is the person who's causing some kind of problem. Not necessarily a major problem, like they just wanna, I don't know, be unreasonable. Let's put it that way. It's just that there's something that you are not going along with, and you're taking a firm stand on that. Like you're standing firm on the ground that I'm not taking this. I don't agree, and you're not changing your mind. Your convictions are final. I think it's wrapped up with whatever's going on with the Two of Spades and this change about breaking off from something. And I do think it's related to business. It could be related to you having, shall I say, a fallout with an employer. Like perhaps you were expecting some kind of promotion or raise and that didn't happen. And you're like, oh, I don't play that. I'm out of here. That happens a lot these days. More often than I like to hear, but and not necessarily with me, but I've heard about it around me, and I'm like, that's pretty bad. Somebody feels like they've been promised something and it doesn't pan out. Yeah, most people these days don't just stick around. It's just not the way the world works anymore. We're not slaves to our employers as we once were, in some regards. In terms of advice, I just think it's kind of backing up. It's backing you up. Whatever stand you've taken here, Gemini, it's okay. It's okay. It's over. It's permanent. But this change needed to happen. Just be careful with your finances, because I think you had to go out on a limb there by walking away. Or taking this stand if you didn't actually walk away and like you have no income coming in. It's just about you taking a stand and just being careful, at least for the moment. The Four of Spades, there's some kind of relief here around your home life. Now, whatever was transpiring in the employment situation, maybe that has it's resolved itself and also resolves some tension around the home. But everything is balanced there and solid. Again, we saw with the Two of Diamonds that you're doing, wait, pull this out, you're doing good financially. Things are balanced there, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody. And that racket outside is really annoying. I hope it doesn't bother you. I'm fine with it. But it honestly sounds like they're tearing up a tree or something, and there's not really a tree over there to tear up. So I don't know what it is. I don't care. I'm just going to ignore it. These two came out together, the Eight of Spades and the King of Hearts. The Eight of Spades is that work situation that was causing some kind of stress. And I think that's what was happening here that needed to happen, and what you needed to take a stand on. Some kind of pressure that was going on there that you knew that you needed to relieve that pressure. You needed to get out of that. It could be too many demands. It could be too many hours. It could be all of the above. With the King of Hearts, though, I see that as you. It is a water sign energy, but I see that as you really taking control of your attitude in this situation, and hence your emotional state. The King has very good emotional control. I think that's painting a picture of exactly what transpired here. You took emotional control. You weren't going to allow whatever was going on to continue. By being the King and saying enough is enough. The King kind of has the final say, right? It's dominance. It's dominance. It's dominance over this, which is a bad work environment. It could be a toxic work situation. It could be as simple as that. I think I'm going to end it there. That's actually very fitting, I think, to what we talked about earlier with you being on this new start. Financially, things paying off for you. Well, new starts, I should say, plural. And really looking to up your game financially anyway. This is probably just something you were waiting for the opportunity. But there is some kind of communication that needs to happen. I don't know, maybe you're like taking a hiatus from work. I'm kind of getting that, picking up on that, and you need to finally just tell them I'm not coming back. But it may have to do with this Queen of Clubs, which could be a supervisor. Actually, that would make a lot of sense in a work situation. They have some power and authority, but they're not at the top, right? They're more of a queen. Yeah, it's pretty clear. You walked away from some kind of business arrangement, employment situation. This feeling of being trapped, I think, was what was going on before, and it seems to be spilling over into your present reality of confined, a prisoner. And that's probably giving you the impetus to go forward with this and really put your best foot forward in all of this effort and energy towards this endeavor to really make things work so that you're in sync with your heart. It's fantastic. It's really a fantastic reading, and on all honesty. Which I was doing an extended on this one, but I'm not. I got two other signs that are tied, like I said, for last time, and they're going to get the extendeds. But if you like the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe notifications to see when the next video comes out for May. Don't forget to hit check the description box for those independent readings if you're interested in that. And we'll start a dialogue on working out a schedule for that, as well as that Buy Me a Coffee link in the bottom of the description box. If you would like to make a small donation to help support the channel, anything you could throw my way, I really, truly, deeply appreciate it. Hang in there, Gemini. I think you're doing fantastic, though. I don't think you need my encouragement here. You take care until I see you again.